giant sack of shit.
Blog Talk Radio.
Forsake him. Trying to reach his ultimate with no ultimatum. Proverbials conveying my verbatim proof.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Throwdown Thursdays with your favorite host of the Pride Rules podcast. As always, we are brought to you by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and the fine folks at 2 Minute Warning 360. I am your host, the Reverend Tommy D. Do not adjust your radios. This is not Chris Cyborg on here. I have laryngitis, so please just bear with me. As always,
no.
I'm joined by my two best buddies in the whole world,
God.
El Professor, Omar Sangarima, and the freckle-faced asshole, Chris Sturchi. What's up, boys? Happy New Year.
I'm the fucking asshole.
I love
hey,
this
Tommy,
stuff.
Hey, Tommy, go fuck yourself.
Oh my God! Though the same shit that got that one photographer got his credentials revoked super quick. I love how Tommy's playing with fire early in 2018, not fucking around.
Well, so it's the beginning of 2018. The entire north of the country has been mollywopped with snow. I hope everybody is safe and warm at home. Everybody's got power. Omar, I hope your outhouse didn't cave in with snow. Everything all right?
Thanks, man. I was scared.
Did the well freeze up?
It was weird for a moment there. I had to bring the goats inside. That's how cold it got. They have sweaters.
Were you out with the the young kiddies sledding and things like that?
Crossing guard style is his thing.
Oh, man. I hope that was a rhetorical question.
Allegedly.
Let's jump into some fun shit. Obviously, we're going to talk about UFC 219, but there's one thing I want to talk about first that I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with me with here. So Gabby Garcia missed weight. Ryzen said by 27 pounds. She says by 17 pounds. Either way, she missed weight in a fight where she outweighed the lady like 300 pounds. And, the woman was 90 fucking years old. At this point, she's really making Ryzen look like a joke. They're not looking anything like Pride. I'm sorry. They're not. They're failing 100%. Nobody even cares about the other fights that are going on because all people could talk about is Gabby Garcia. Omar, do you think the same thing?
I have to completely agree with you, and I shouldn't say have to. I want to because you're absolutely right. There was a mix of this sort of craziness and actual, legit, real great fights. I don't think they've hit that mix. If it's going to be an open weight bout, make it an open weight bout. I think Pride avoided all this bullshit by doing that, right, guys? Like, okay, it's open weight, just. There's not even the pretense of trying to make somebody weigh the same as somebody else, number one. And number two, the age gap? Like, what in the fuck is actually going on? That's insane. And don't try to tell me later you feel bad, number one. You knew what the scale was going to say. You can't get on the scale and be surprised that you're 27 pounds over. Go fuck yourself. Even 17 pounds? 17?
Yo,
for fuck's sake.
Suffice to say
seven, maybe?
Suffice to say
7
that.
ounces?
If this weight situation never took place, we could still be having this conversation. Like, if Gabby Garcia made weight and fought and beat this woman down,
and fought a 90-year-old, right?
we would still be probably having this conversation because what would we have seen? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that they almost have no choice but to be a spectacle when she's fighting because you're rarely going to find a woman that size fight her. So the only answer to that would be to put at least somebody who's got like a skill level capable and some maybe athletic ability, not some 53-year-old that nobody's ever fucking heard of, or some like wrestling, pro wrestler or something stupid. Like this isn't fucking 1970.
Oh, like that other old lady that was a pro wrestler? Remember when she ran around the ring like bouncing off the ropes and shit?
Yeah,
like that was her opening
point
move?
that I'm making.
Oh.
But like they had the whole Bob Sapp thing where he was fucking really big and free. But what happened? He started fighting legit smaller guys and getting fucked up. And I think that might, maybe that might not happen with Gabby Garcia, but you never know. She's just not fighting anybody with any type of talent. So even that in itself is a fucking freak show.
What's kind of making me scoff is the amount of excuses that she's come up with. Now, I understand the blood pressure and the bloody nose thing. That are the side effects of massive amounts of steroid use. If you ask anybody who's
we're talking about
steroid freak.
We're talking about, you ever grab a 25-pound plate? Like, pick up a 25-pound weight. That's how much weight she was over. And, like, what was she even weighing in? Like, what the fuck?
Right,
what weight?
But what I'm
would have been great if she had said, let me take my robe off. That's going to make a difference. Like Mayhem Miller. Remember when he weighed in? He's like, hold on. I'm going to take the shorts off. That'll make the difference. Bro, are you carrying 2 cinder blocks in your shorts? Like, what? No.
Yeah. It just makes no sense.
It was just a whole bunch of things that were weird.
Yeah, and then they had her speak. They had her speak at the live event. That shit was so weird.
She did a video for TMZ Sports explaining, a lot of things. One of the things she said is, some of the things that hurt her weight cut was she was taking dance lessons with Cyborg. Well, Cyborg made weight. You didn't. So how is that an excuse? Another thing,
isn't that cardio?
3 of her coaches couldn't get visas. How is that an excuse? First of all, how are you weight cutting?
Yo, she didn't miss weight by a couple pounds.
Well, exactly. There's just so many things.
17, 27, it don't fucking matter. That's not a little bit of weight. That's
right. There's just so many things that kind of make you raise your eyebrows.
No effort there.
And it's too weird. It's getting too stupid. Like the first couple times, it was what it was. Okay, whatever, freak show. But now, if they're going to have her fighting, they really need to start having her fight men. And if they don't want to have a guy that's 240 pounds,
I love how his answer to freak shows is intergender Andy Kaufman bouts.
Yeah, like if they want to have the freak show, they might as well have her fight. And not only if they want her to fight, this is the only option according to Tommy.
Oh my
she's
God!
done.
And you know
what's
crazy?
There's a man
it would still have to be a dude that's above 200 pounds.
How many other women are going to be stupid enough to take a fight with her?
Yeah, but I don't know about any. What are they going to do? Have an open weight.
Give her 170
She's going to fight Cain Velasquez.
She had 20 pounds on Cain. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. She's like Rumble. Like, what the fuck?
No, give her a middleweight. If they want to keep that weight advantage, because she's a woman, things like that, give her a middleweight. Give her a middleweight.
Could you imagine, an athletic middleweight put...
An athletic middleweight would stop a hole in Gabby Garcia's roided out head. Fuck out of here.
Let's not forget that.
What the fuck? First of all, what are we talking about right now? What are we even saying? Would a middleweight beat up Gabby Garcia? Come on. She's fighting 53-year-old Japanese pro wrestlers.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, that's getting to my point that it's getting stupid.
Josh Barnett is the fighter.
Yeah, but that's adding to my point that this is getting stupid. It's making Ryzen look bad. Nobody gives a shit about their other fights.
Mark Owen.
Nobody cares.
Bob Sapp, Gabby Garcia.
Ernesto Hoost versus Gabby Garcia. Let's make it happen.
Bob Sapp would actually take that fight for the paycheck, and I guarantee you he'd probably let her win.
He'd lose.
He'd curl right the fuck up, bro. He would curl right up.
She'd throw one knee. One of those knees that ended that poor Japanese grandmother's life. All right? SSI has never been harder to get than in Japan, apparently. You fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Well, to speak on what Boss Rutan had said, I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast. For Ryzen to be successful, they got to stop doing this freak show stuff. Japan needs a legit fighter that they could get behind, like they got behind with Sakuraba. Because according to Boss, Sakuraba is what made the Japanese fans really make Pride as successful as it was because he was their champion. He was their god.
Of course.
What do you think, Omar? I mean, I think Box is right. I'm sure you're going to agree.
Of course. I mean, the whole thing that jumped off Pride, I feel, is they got the Japanese star, and then not only that, but they got the Japanese star to reclaim some of the Japanese pride and heritage back against the thieving Brazilians who stole jiu-jitsu, made it better, but still stole jiu-jitsu. You feel me? Like, they set that up perfectly.
Well,
Sakuraba was the great
won.
foil. Exactly.
Pride 1 was Gracie versus, oh my God, what was the Japanese pro wrestler's name?
Oh shit! Was it Takeda?
You know what I'm talking about.
Was it Takeda at that point, or was that like the fourth fight that he did?
I don't remember. It was the biggest Japanese wrestler that there ever was that they had fight for Pride 1. And that's what sold the fight, because it was a Japanese hero. Right now, it's Gabby Garcia that gets the fucking spotlight. I didn't even know that Ian McCall was in the Grand Prix until I saw the goddamn weigh-in.
That's pretty bad.
Did you know about that, Omar?
Did you see that fight, by the way? Did you see that crazy shit?
That was bananas.
I know he lost from a stupid cut.
Yeah, bro, he got cut by the rope.
Hey,
So
I was right.
does
It's
that
Takeda. I looked it up, guys. Sorry, but it was Nobuhiko
So,
Takeda.
Chris,
Who
that kind of
was the promoter?
does that kind of go against your statement that the fight should be in a ring instead of a cage because of something stupid like that? Nobody's
Not
getting
really,
caught in the
because
cage.
because there's been so many fights, but I've seen somebody get their toes fucked up in the cage.
Yeah,
I mean, like, that's, you can make an argument. I've seen a billion fights in rings and one cut by a rope. I've seen a billion fights in a cage, and a couple bad things happen. Only
I gotta say, I've never heard of anybody getting cut by the rope in a fight before.
Yeah.
Only in Rising.
Crazy, that's what I'm saying.
All right, only in Rising. That sounded like some pro wrestling shit.
Maybe
But you know what?
Bring back to pro wrestling, and they're putting barbed wire inside the ropes. Some Japanese death matches.
But
that'd be amazing.
Being that this is a Grand Prix and Ian McCall is coming from the UFC, it might even be a blessing because he'll probably end up getting he'll replace one of these other guys that get in if he lost on some bullshit. He'll probably...
I thought he was done. I did not know he was fighting anymore. I thought his hands were just too fucked up, and he was just going to retire.
It's amazing what you can get back on when you go fight in Rising. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Body was breaking down, and then suddenly he can fight again?
I'm good. Fuck it anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy. The most enlightening, the most exciting thing about that whole situation is that he cut his head on the rope.
Well, and the money team is starting to put their foot in MMA now.
Yeah. There's a lot to that. There's a lot to this. There's levels to this. I don't know if you want to delve into that right now.
No, I think that needs to be a part of a show in itself with the money team. Because we don't really know what happened with that meeting with Floyd and Dana.
That's what I'm saying. All we can do is speculate, but I have some interesting
and I'm going to
theories
say this right now.
that I would like to put out there just in case they're right.
I'm going to say this right now. For all the people thinking that Floyd Mayweather is actually trying to get into the MMA cage, you're stupid. He's not going to do that. He will not be successful. He will not have a chance. He will get destroyed in the first round. He will get embarrassed. So I'm going to dead that right now. Dead it right now. So stop it.
But
The talk's really
my theory is
boxing co-promotion. Come on.
That he's going to open up like an MMA gym and hire trainers and he's going to recruit fighters to come fight out of like the money team MMA gym, and eventually there's going to be like a stable of actual MMA fighters, not boxers crossing over. There might be a couple guys that have boxed, but it's going to be traditionally guys that fight MMA. He's not stupid. He's not going to just go, sacrifice a bunch of boxers to MMA fighters. He's not an idiot. But if he's going to do something, that's what I think that he would do. I think.
Yeah, and the UFC's not going to pay him what he gets paid in boxing. That's not going to happen.
No.
They are not
So,
going to
but
pay
there's
him. Dana
there's
White's
no
not
sense.
Pay him $300 million.
There's no sense in him not like, you know, putting some type of like, you know, management team / MMA gym all in one together, and you get total package there. You know, he's in Vegas already. It makes sense. And I think that Dana White's also looking to get into boxing. But there's no way that those meetings have anything to do with Floyd fighting in a cage.
Dana's getting into boxing. I think Chris touched right on it. He's looking for another challenge. There's who the fuck knows what's going to happen with the UFC. He came from a boxing background. Why the hell not? Why he's made $450 in MMA. Imagine how much if he put his cap on, you know.
Or I heard something that Floyd said, and that he's just trying to use Mayweather as leverage. The name Floyd Mayweather name as leverage with the network negotiations that they got going on.
They need help there too. So that's good.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy with this. Like I said, we can devote a show to this when we have a little bit more information on the subject.
Fair enough.
So let's jump to UFC 219. Chris, I know you have a little bit to say about it. What did you think of the event as a whole?
It lived up to exactly. It went exactly how I thought. I was hoping Edson would win, but the card was fucking terrible. I hate to say it, but it was just a boring card. None of the fights did it for me. And you know, Condit's done. Maybe not done. Magny's tough, but I don't know. Condit just looked a little behind, a step slower. He's definitely not natural-born killer. Sure.
Yeah, no, like I was saying to Omar in the pre-show, Condit has as many fights as his age. So basically he's got a fight for every year of his life, and he's only 33.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, but then you look at guys that fought a lot back in the day. Like Jeremy Horn had like 80 fights at the time, maybe more. You know, so like, I get it, but at the same time,
Yeah, but a guy like Jeremy Horn didn't fade like Condit faded. He faded.
I also think that the competition that's up and coming now, the young guys are a lot better. There was a lot more guys fighting now than there. You know, a lot more athletes fighting now than there was back then.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you were saying, that fight really didn't do much for me, but Condit really didn't do much either. Like Magny wasn't doing anything that was just so amazing. Condit couldn't have, overcame it. I mean, this is a guy who almost knocked out GSP with a fucking head kick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who stood up with Nick Diaz and won.
And you're using the word won rather, throwing that word around rather loosely.
He won that fight. He won that fight.
I've had this debate so many times, but I won't even get into it right now, obviously.
He did just enough to win. Yeah, right? That's your phrase, man. Let's bust it out. Chris, come on. He did.
So you're telling me that Nick Diaz did just enough to lose?
Well, Nick Diaz did just enough to do what Nick Diaz has done in the UFC since 2011.
Oh, God. All right, forget it. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Condit's done. The last time he was interesting to me was when he fucking slaughtered Martin Kampman. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Omar, what did you think of that fight?
It made me sad inside. It was like when I saw them kill Bambi's mama in that Disney movie, and I was just like, fuck, because I was
Spoiler
excited
alert.
to see. I know, sorry, but
yeah. You haven't seen the movie.
I picked Condit. I mean, but that was more nostalgia. I need to get better with my picks because a lot of my recent picks in the past, like I want to say last 6 months, have been clouded by the fact of like, hey, this is who I want to win because then it means I'm not like 90, I haven't been watching for a while.
I definitely underestimated. Like I looked at Magny's 1-loss record after the fight, and he beat a lot better guys than I thought. I was thinking Condit's like definitely his best win. He beat Hendricks, He beat Lombard. He beat
Gastelum stands out to
Kelvin.
me.
Kelvin. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. He's got some solid wins, and he's lost to the only guys he's lost to were fucking really good. You know, there weren't no fucking bums. So.
No, I like Magny. It's just he doesn't really just do.
He doesn't like.
It.
Yeah, he doesn't excite me in any way. He's just one of those guys. Gonna be a hard guy to beat,
Chris?
but
anyway. That just sounded dirty.
Well played.
Woo! Yeah. Hey. It's 9.
So Omar, I'm gonna ask you this: does this win for Magny do anything?
No.
At all?
Fuck no. It keeps him. It gets him paid, and it keeps him treading water. But that division is full of craziness, and I think Khabib would kill him.
He's about to get eaten by one of these sharks soon. We can name a bunch of fucking.
Right.
You know, I think I said this the other day where I named a bunch of fucking.
Darren Till would kill him.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And
Wonder Boy would
kill him? You name like
him?
12, 13, 14 welterweights, then you start naming guys like Cerrone, and like that's like 14, 15.
Masvidal.
You know, like you just. Yeah, and then Emil Mech, who's fighting fucking Usman, like who nobody wants to fight. There's a lot of that's a bad matchup for Mech, but we'll get into that maybe next week. We're gonna get off topic and start talking welterweights, so I'll reel it in.
Well, Emil is also first team all body, as our girl Jency pointed out. So he's got a built-in fan club. It's an extra off of your favorite show, Vikings. So there's always that added little benefit. He likes taking naked photos.
Such a good fucking show, by the way.
Great show. I try to shout it out when I can. So, did we lose our intrepid host here? Did he die? Is he okay? Come back to us, Tommy.
I'm right here.
Okay, good.
So,
oof, man.
Jesus. Are we in agreement that Condit should probably either pack it in or step on down Bellator?
Should go to Ryzen. Just like Gabby Garcia.
Yo, that shit, to me, that is fucking, it's like, hello and down. I don't know what Bellator would do to him. He would just, like, it would maybe, like, tarnish a little bit of what he's done, possibly. Because I think that some of those guys over there, the young, like, just because they're over there, it's not.
Speaking of tarnish, BJ Penn's getting another goddamn fight.
No, don't. No. Where? It better be a Hawaii card. It better.
No,
like,
he's
that's
fighting
the
on
only
the Perth
excuse.
card.
Oh.
What, it's on the Perth card?
Yeah.
Is that close to Hawaii? Remind me, I'm not good with the geography. Wait a second. No, it's not in fucking Hawaii, and that's the only place that BJ Penn should ever fight ever again.
Yeah, like that's the only justifiable excuse.
Done.
They
keep Mark Hunt around Perth cards.
March BJ
right?
Penn's ass.
Yeah, exactly.
That octagon.
Reanimate him.
In fucking
shock
Maui,
him so that he walks of his own accord.
Wherever the fuck.
Yeah, dude, it should always be on one of those islands. Not even American Samoa. I don't even want him coming off of that general region.
But, yeah, BJ Penn in another fight is almost buzzer-worthy, but we can't disgrace the legend of BJ Penn.
He's getting there, though. He's getting there.
But it's getting there. It's like, what the fuck is going on? He's about to be, like, below 500, bro.
No, but what's crazy to me is that, what I think Tommy said that either on Facebook or in chat. He goes, there's people that are watching the sport that don't know who the real fucking BJ Penn was.
Yeah, that's
and he's
right.
not doing anything to help that cause,
point.
Right? Jesus.
That's a fair point.
Terrible. I can't stand that shit.
It
hurts me. All right. I still remember when I made a bet. I said, you know what? If BJ beats Matt Hughes, moving up in weight, I'll eat my hat. Right? And what the fuck did he do? Yeah, I didn't actually eat my hat, but I got shit on by everybody at that party when we watched it. That's the BJ Penn I remember.
That was even at the end. Like I was like, that was at that point. BJ Penn was already like, that was like watching two old guys fight to me.
I swear,
it's that's
terrible.
The truth.
It was like
Back
Hoist and Penn.
He knocked him out. Like
right. Yo, it was terrible.
Quick left, I believe. That fight to me was fucking two older guys just fighting as settling unfinished business, like at the end of their careers. BJ Penn's still fucking doing it. And the thing is, if he was doing it and having success, even against lower level guys, I would say all well and good. But he's not.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm reading that the fight's not happening. I checked out to see who his
because somebody has a
who his
conscience?
opponent was.
I bet you got the information off BJPenn.com.
No. No.
Oh my God.
Most reliable website.
The fight was going to be at 145, and he said he never should have fought at 145. So if he does come back,
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If he does
so
come
he's
back,
going to move back up to welterweight
at 155.
He's going to fight Lyoto
welterweight.
Machida. He's going to fight Lyoto Machida again. They're going to bring that one back at 185. Jesus Christ.
Maybe
Christ.
he'll fight Gabby Garcia. Gabby Garcia, Penn.
Gabby would kill him.
Maybe the UFC 221 fight was a rumor, but from what I'm reading here, he's probably going to come back at 155.
Yo, Tommy, did you ever hear
of those? Again.
I have a quick question, though. This is off topic. I don't mean to interrupt, but when we were talking about, like, fake news, yeah, it got me thinking about something. Do you know if those mobsters ever got Conor?
They probably did.
You son?
I think they ever got him.
Oh my God.
But anyway, go ahead.
Probably why he's not fighting. They broke his legs, right, Chris?
Go ahead. Yeah, definitely. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's dirty. Christopher. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. He suckered me into
Chris.
it. I got to say, he got me on that one. Like, I can't, I'm not even mad. Fuck.
I hope that herpes continues to spread, Chris. I really do.
Well, somebody's got herpes in their throat right now, so I don't think you should be throwing stones, all right? Glass houses and all that. So I think we should be walking that one right back. I don't know what happened. You say it was because you were in a car by yourself. I'm thinking there was other people involved.
I'm thinking it was a truck stop.
I'm thinking it was transsexuals. But that's okay. That's fine. That's totally okay. Him and Eddie Murphy were hanging out.
I was not hanging out with Gabby Garcia this weekend.
So
that's terrible. How dare you?
I've been waiting to bring this up because, and I'm assuming that we're going to get into the Holly Cyborg fight next, correct?
Nice segue.
Yeah, really. I mean, it was going to segue towards the end of the show, but whatever, Chris. You run the deal, so go do what you got to do.
No, only because. Well, we don't even have to talk about that. I just want to say that Greg Jackson's camp, that whole thing that we brought up, maybe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that they were 0-17 going into the card. Now they're 0-19. What's going on?
Well, there's a few things that we get to talk about with Greg Jackson's camp.
Golden snitch has been sniffing around.
Not meaning that. I'm talking about with. We'll get into that towards the end. We'll talk about that towards the end when we're talking about Cyborg. Oh God, I don't even want to talk about this next fight because it crushed me. Khabib's truth, guys. The nutritionist.
Big drama show.
Helped. Yeah. I mean, he looked the best. Honestly, the best that I've ever seen him look.
Bro, he looked fucking like dog shit, fucking stiff, sloppy.
What?
Bro, you didn't see Conor's Instagram post, bro?
Yeah, I know. It's all safe when you're in fucking Ireland tweeting on your fucking couch.
The dog shit
Dagestani was a hand job from Artem. It's all safe over there.
Yous are all fucking nuts. I guess everyone wants to see the sloppy Russian get knocked out stiff.
Imagine the calluses
Something.
on Artem's hands, though. Like that's.
He was eating leg kicks and head kicks from Edson Barbosa. Eating them, running right through them. He ran right through them.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing. The truth of it, Barbosa was kind of like backpedaling really hard the entire fight, you know, and he wasn't threatening with punches. So there was things that Conor hits harder. He has better hands than Barbosa does. Barbosa's a fucking, don't get me wrong, you know my thought. You know how I feel about Barbosa, what he brings to the table. But it was just a fucking nightmare for him in there. It really was. He had no
You know
chance
why it was a nightmare for him in there? Do you know why? Because
I know.
Khabib's the fucking
Yeah.
truth.
Don't get me wrong. Conor's got to catch him with a punch. That's the only way he wins the fight. But I do think that Conor might be able to sidestep one of those sloppy charges. Like Khabib, you can't charge Conor that way, just bull rushing with your hands down, because he has better boxing. You know, like he's gonna fucking knock you the fuck out with a left hand if you rush him the way he was rushing Barboza.
What do you
I
think,
that
Omar?
shit was sloppy.
As much as I get on Tommy for being just an outright hater, sometimes
I understand.
I don't understand how you think that there's not probably a 98% chance that Khabib eats Conor's asshole for lunch.
Here's what I said. Here's what I said. I prefaced the entire thing with saying I realized that Conor would have to catch him. Like, that's the only way he wins the fight, is if he catches him and knocks him out. Right? But I don't think Khabib would fight the same style of fight that he fought against Barboza because of Conor's power in his hand. I don't think Khabib was fearing Barboza's hands whatsoever.
He was fearing his legs, not his hands.
Just shutting down the kick.
Exactly. What? He was not fearing his hands. He was fearing his legs. He was fearing all that crazy kicky shit.
Yeah, so he was just pressure fighting hard, and he was rushing with his hands low. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he's going to fight Conor the same way with his hands down and just charging at people. That's, you know, like, if he fights that way sloppy, he gives Conor his only chance. If he's smart and he grinds Conor against the
stomach, I think he would say, hey, listen, I'll eat. I think he'll probably do like a flip of that strategy. I'll eat whatever you want to give me to the body.
We're just gonna say this just to get it out of the way. I'm never gonna pick Khabib against Conor in a billion fucking fights ever. Just, you know that, right? I understand
I get it.
how Conor would have his hands full in that fight. There's a lot of things that could go really wrong for him because I don't see him being able to keep pace, into the fourth round. If it turns into like, just a wrestling match, that's tough. It's not Chad Mendes on you.
And I got to tell you this. For Edson, that guy's got heart for days.
Oh, yeah.
He took it and still kept coming, and he still tried. He didn't wilt like all the other guys did. Fucking Michael Johnson wilted.
But, it's not even like you can't say Michael Johnson wilted. That motherfucker went out on his shield, too. They didn't wilt. They just they got beaten up. I guess I see your point, but when you say wilt, it almost makes it seem like, they quit. Not necessarily the case. Like they didn't quit on it since they got the shit kicked out of them. And fucking, like.
You know what? It was the look. The look on Edson's face was saying it all. When he was trying to get up, and he's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We've all been there. Like, we all grapple. We all know what it feels like when it's just such an oppressive, intelligent force that's on top of you. It's almost like you're having fucking night terrors, but you're awake, but you still can't goddamn move. It's almost like that. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible.
But Khabib stays so
punching
busy
you
on top. Khabib's not like your normal wrestler who lays on you. He stays busy. He's hitting you.
I think it's safe to say that just the way Khabib works the mic and the interviews, I think honestly he has the potential to be, I'm not going to say a Conor level star, but definitely a fucking star. Because his interviews are fucking bold. They really are.
I'll fight them both in one night. Give me a Gatorade in an hour.
Is it not safe to say he answered all the questions of can Khabib beat a high-level striker?
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did, of course. I mean, but it doesn't. I just still want to see Khabib fight a couple more guys. He's got to be more active. Not to say that Conor has to get it. Conor should fight. But Khabib doesn't fight much.
Khabib's ranked number 2. There's only 2 guys he can fight now. And one's having surgery.
Damn,
and the other
like,
one's
when you think about the nightmare, it must be like, you guys know because you have grappled and shit. Like, that shit is fucking nightmare. Like, when
it's
you
awful.
Just can't move. And, like, you get, the second you get an inch, he takes it right back.
And it's
Like,
a
that
trap.
shit's fucking-
Like the second you get an inch, it's probably a trap, and
Yeah.
you're getting your arm hooked somewhere, and you're just like, oh god, I saw
Khabib's
daylight, but
top
it's
game,
not.
and
It's like just wasted energy. You fight so hard to get an arm free. You get an arm free after
he's
like
like,
30
"Thank you."
seconds of using every
Yeah.
bit of strength you have, and then he just takes it back and puts it in the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this just because he's my teammate and my friend. Khabib's top game is like chamois. It's like chamois. If he gives you an inch, it's because he's giving you that inch to set you up.
Oh, so set up the
it's
fight,
like false
Khabib
hope.
Shammy.
Let's do this.
Khabib's
Yeah, I
got to
don't
start
think
proving
Chamois cut
himself.
down to 155 pounds.
Yeah, I don't think he wants any fucking that sauce anyway. I wouldn't.
But that's what Khabib's top game reminds me of. I've been lucky enough not to have to get punched in the face on the ground by Shammy, like Khabib does, but Edson had a mouse over his eye at the end of that first round. You know, it was just a hard fight to watch. But, I mean, it was one of those fights for me that's like, well, I like both guys. And and I'm already on the record, and Omar is too, when we said the very beginning of this podcast, from the start, Omar and I said Khabib was the truth.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you,
I'm not denying
Chris,
that. I'm not. Stop. You can't think that I'm fucking saying Khabib's a bum. I fucking slander Khabib because of obvious reasons. I have other fucking dogs in this race, bro.
Fear
Deep
of him
state.
beating the shit out of Conor.
That's what it is. It's a deep state situation. That's why you hate the Russian.
Yeah, I'm not stupid, and it's hard to not like him. I like him. I just don't want him to beat Conor. It's that simple. But watching, that's the fight to make because the build-up would be fucking so much better than Tony Ferguson's stupid, memes and whatever the fuck he's doing. And plus, he's injured. That's the fight. Its time is now. That's the money fight. It's the truth. That would be bigger than Diaz and Conor.
I
100%.
think so, absolutely. Especially if they have that in Russia. Sweet Jesus.
Oh, dude, it
If
would be
that's
crazy.
in Russia, Putin will be sitting right next to Dana White.
There would be
I mean,
human trafficking
that-
being
What do you
bad.
think,
There'd be
Omar?
like people being bad.
Yeah, it would be
That's
like
how much
Super
money.
Bowl weekend in Russia. Eastern European women would be fucking, all on cargo ships on their way back to the USA. Yes.
God, no.
That's how that shit goes. Bro,
The
it's
Port
crazy.
of
You ever
Baltimore?
read those articles? Go
The Port of
on
Baltimore
Vice, bro,
would be
and watch that
Tell
fucking
you.
special. There's something about, like, when Super Bowl Sunday happens, that's, like, human trafficking central. I'm telling
Of course it is.
you.
What are you talking about?
There's
a lot of work.
Situation out there.
Yeah, dude. I'm just laughing because you went there. I believe you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I
Well,
completely
the
believe
one thing about this fight that no matter what, if Khabib had lost, I really didn't see. I wouldn't think he would probably either come back or come back that soon. But with Edson losing, I think this will probably set up a good fight with him with maybe Kevin Lee.
Gaethje's calling out Lee as well.
Gaethje gets Lee, I feel.
So that's like a nice little loser round robin. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even guys coming off losses in that division, it's like a fucking nightmare. It's like, if they're gonna fight each other, then one of those guys, if any of those guys fight, then that means one of those guys is gonna be coming off 2 straight losses. And they're all fucking, a problem.
Well,
That just
Gaethje's
goes
got
to
on
show
record
you how
saying that
crazy
he's
these
got.
divisions are getting.
Gaethje's got on record saying that he's only got like maybe 3 or 4 fights left in him.
Well, that's because
what he was saying.
I believe that shit when I see it, and I understand why he says that, because he likes to talk about his, like, violent fight style and this and that, that's, who knows?
Well, it's 100% his
Decide
fighting
to change his
style.
style up.
He's not going to change his style. That's just all fit.
Yeah.
He's not going to change his style. So
Thing is, these guys are fighters, so it's until they stop fighting, it's hard for me to just say believe it. You even said that, like, fighters are never really fucking retired. George Foreman was retired until he, came back.
Yeah.
But that's my point. You know, like you could be retired and fight any fucking time. Say, oh, okay, I'm gonna fight. It's not like the NFL.
How many years George Foreman decided to come back from? You know what I mean? Think about how many years that was.
There's a bunch.
I know. It's just crazy.
You know, it's so Gaethje's calling out Kevin Lee. Then what do you do with Barboza? You can't have him fight Eddie Alvarez. I mean, I guess they could if Dana White wants to be a dick.
How about Poirier?
Oh.
Everybody's craving for the Poirier versus Eddie fight again.
But Eddie's not wanting no fucking sauce with him for some reason. He's saying he's not fighting him. That would be the stupidest fight, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. I think that I hate to say that Alvarez would be ducking anybody, but it seems pretty fucking obvious to me that he's ducking him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They gotta give.
I'm not saying he's afraid to fight him. That's not what I'm getting at. I just don't think that he wants to fight him. I don't think he thinks it's a smart fight. Too dangerous. And he already, Well,
because honestly, it doesn't do anything for Eddie. It doesn't do anything for him.
I think it answers that question, though. That fight has to happen based off of how the last one ended. That shit was a good fight, and Poirier was getting the better of him.
That's just the whole thing. It doesn't do anything for Eddie in the ranking. It's a trap fight.
Would you agree with me on that? That Poirier was getting the better of him in that fight, and the fight ended on some bullshit. So that fight should happen.
How dare you? How dare you? Saying. You know what Tommy's going to say. That's where Tommy's going to go. It's like, how dare you? No way. That fight was seriously entertaining. I wouldn't be mad to see it again. I think there's a natural narrative there.
That's my point. There's a story already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
One guy's talking a lot of shit.
Yes, he is, right? He's saying, oh, that was a veteran move. Wasn't that the phrase I heard? Like, oh, he pulled a veteran move.
Yeah, well, here's my point. Poirier was like, after the fight, Poirier was like, don't boo the guy, blah, blah, blah. He, gave him credit. And then afterwards, Alvarez was like, I was kicking his ass. He I forget what he said, but he kind of went in on fucking Poirier. He's like, fuck this. I was fucking him up. I thought Poirier was winning that fight. Tommy does too, but he won't admit it.
Never.
Never lost.
The fact that he just said he would never admit it means he's...
Home team. 100% I'm home team. I'm an Eddie Alvarez fan.
Anyway, I think that would be a good fight, at least, if he doesn't get Alvarez. Poirier against Barboza, Lee against Gaethje. But I think that Lee is even more deserving of a better fight than Gaethje. I think that he's probably more deserving. I think Alvarez-Lee would be more interesting.
Yeah, but then what do you do with Edson, man? You can't put the guy on the shelf. You know what I mean?
No, but you're acting like there's no one else, bro. You're acting like there's no one else. Have him fucking kick Chase's legs in half. Oh, God.
Have him just fold him in half.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's guys.
I would like to see Barboza against Kevin Lee. I'd like to see what he could do with Lee, because he was doing fairly well against. He was doing well against Tony Ferguson.
I don't think Lee. I think Lee with the staff and him fighting anyway, and kind of taking early control and really fucking Ferguson up early on, mounting him, and just gassing out. He had nothing in the tank afterwards, and I think his performance warrants somebody coming to win.
Yeah,
because he fought for the interim belt. He kind of. I thought he showed up. He looked real good. I was watching.
Yeah, but my question is, why would it warrant him? So, here's my thing.
Because I think that he fucking would have won that fight if he didn't gas out.
Yeah, right. But you're saying you got to, Kevin Lee deserves somebody high up, and you're right. But Gaethje was ranked number 5 when he fought Eddie Alvarez.
Which is a bullshit ranking. No, stop. If that's going to be the underpinning of any foundational argument, get the hell out of here.
Right. But what I'm getting at is Edson just fought the number 2 fighter. I think we could all agree that if Edson had won that fight, he was getting a shot at either Tony or Conor. So, don't you think it would make more sense to have Kevin Lee fight Edson? What do you think?
I'm seeing it. I'm reconsidering.
Yeah, but
you know.
I don't.
But he doesn't want. No, just
I don't. I don't see why Kevin Lee would want to take that fight. It just makes no sense. No sense.
Makes more sense than Gaethje. I think.
Gaethje's not making any sense. I don't think he knows what the fuck day of the week it is anymore. All right. 3 to 4 fights in him, that's long.
Where do these other guys fit in? Who's the next tier? Does anybody have a fucking
Evan Dunham
right now?
Let's try his ass out.
No. But where's the Ally Quintas and those guys?
He's selling houses, bro. He's selling houses and selling dick.
Michael Johnson's moving down, right?
Yeah, somehow. If he cuts off one of his testicles.
I don't know how that's happening, but
there's
a lot of things.
Cute. Michael Johnson at 145.
What do you think about one of these guys fighting Jose Aldo?
Aldo's done, bro.
Yeah.
But I think that if he's gonna come back, it's not gonna be at fucking 45.
Nope.
He had a tough time cutting that weight.
I don't think he's gonna come back. He's letting his contract run out. He said. He fought his last fight in his contract. I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think that's true. I think he's got a couple more fights.
Who's he gonna fight, dude?
I don't know, but I mean,
Renan Barão, and loser has to move out.
Here's the thing: it's not like he's getting fucking. He's beaten top guy. He just beat Frankie. He lost to Max twice, lost to Conor. It's not like he's out there getting fucking. And he's putting it together early on against, he did well early against Max, at least the first. Aldo's not done. The way he moves and shit, he still presents problems for a lot of fucking guys. And I think that maybe at lightweight, maybe. You never know. That's the only, if you got BJ Penn's fucking still out there fighting, you're going to tell me fucking Jose Aldo's done? Come on.
I don't think Jose Aldo has that fire in him anymore. I don't.
Yeah, but you don't know what Jose Aldo's got in him. I'm not saying that he does, but you don't know what
he used to have steroids in him. I know that. Maybe not.
Dan, that's going in on a GOAT legacy right there.
Fuck out of here. It was a GOAT on supplements.
I hope you're wrong.
So do I, even. I hope I'm wrong. But God damn it.
Well, I mean, the supposed GOAT at middleweight that would win a Legends bracket got busted for roids twice. I mean,
17 times? Right? More than his title defense.
Gracie got busted for steroids, too.
Hey, no.
Yeah,
see?
That was when he was 48 years old.
No, we're not mentioning that.
Fuck.
So that's your lineage.
Went down.
That's
directly. I'm just saying that
that's who I got my blue belt from.
I'm not condoning it by saying that. Anderson Silva's definitely knocked off. I agree that we have to redo that, but I don't think that some of the guys that you guys think are up there should be up.
I think we lost him for a second. Hold on.
Who did we lose? Me?
Yeah, are you back? Are you done talking crazy talk about the legend, Boy Crazy?
I think that some other things need to be. I still have that bracket. I look at it all the fucking time.
Before he goes to
so
sleep.
Do Omar and I.
He's like, yeah.
So do Omar and I.
Mad.
It's in our
and I don't sleep.
And we laugh each time.
Yeah, and I disagree with a lot of the fighters that are even on the fucking in the.
You know what I disagree with?
In the tournament.
Seating. The seating was shady. That's what I disagree with.
Well,
that's
we
what,
had
that's
one
what I,
person that really didn't know much.
Oh no! Oh, but come on. He's not here to defend himself. But you know what?
Finish him!
There we go. We're bringing him out. I feel like he's on the ropes. Give him the uppercut of death.
No, it is what it is, though. You know, there's.
Yeah.
I think that's admitted by him that he has no knowledge of like the Pride days. I think that you guys are a little too nostalgic with the Pride days, and I think there's. I come in. I'm the happy medium. So therefore, my word is God.
He's a happy casual.
Is what I'm trying to say here.
That's amazing. This is Chris. I love you. This is great.
That's Chris, the happy casual.
I like that. Yeah, you know what? That's what his Tinder profile says. He's a happy guy. I mean, that works. Perfect.
That's kind of like that's a lot of profile names. That applies to a lot of things. Now,
You're welcome. Hey, I live on the internet, Chris. I'm just saying.
Happy casual. What do you mean?
Exactly.
It's just like happy. We're just happy.
Happy casual. Where am I? What are we doing next, bitch? I'm leaving.
Settle down.
Well, so, I mean, we can speculate as to what's next for Khabib. We've talked about it
Speculate
already.
as to what happy casual means, too.
Yo, I kind of want to go that route. It's only 10 o'clock, but I think we should.
I'll start
anyway,
announcing you as the happy casual instead of the freckle-faced assassin if you want.
Whatever. Bro, whatever fucking... What's your
Tickle is pickle.
Whatever does it for you.
Like I said, we've already speculated what we think could be next for Khabib, what should be next for Khabib. I mean, it's obviously either Tony or Conor. Conor's frolicking in the moss right now, and Tony either is getting surgery or had surgery. So Khabib is back on the shelf again. I don't know. Hopefully they make something soon. But, all right, let's talk about the main event. I, for one, love the main event. I thought Holly fought an amazing fight. She was catching Cyborg. But Cyborg proved why she is the champ of that division. Omar, what did you think of the fight?
I was shocked at how composed Cyborg was. She took her, she's at that next level of transformation, I feel. She's not the blitzkrieg. She's not the I'm just going to bite you on and about the face with my teeth and or my hands.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
She's not Betch Kohea?
But she was winning that way. She was so powerful and she had enough baseline skill that she was still winning that way. She's really turned it around, and, I mean, the only knock on her now is who the fuck is she going to fight? Right? Like, Jesus.
Which we're going to get to that, too, but...
Hey, I try to segue. I try to tee it up.
No, but
when I can.
I just think that I was surprised with her, like, technical striking. I thought that she would be more volume and more like, just overwhelming. And I thought that might have been her mistake, and I think... Maybe she thought the same thing. She picked her spots well in that fight, and I guess when you're fighting Holly, you have to. But props to Holly because Holly fucking is a tough motherfucking bitch, yo. That shit.
Yeah, she stayed right in that pocket. She stayed right there and threw hands with her. She didn't care how big or how strong Cyborg was.
Cyborg was touched up after that fight. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
She won. Like. I didn't see the fight live, and Cyborg's face.
Well, Holly looked worse.
I agree, but I've seen Cyborg first.
It was you always hate when they go 5 rounds, but if it's a 5-rounder like that was, wow.
Yeah. Here's my point. The only reason why that fight wasn't exciting to me, well, first of all, I knew the outcome as I was watching it, so. And that always ruins it a little bit. But also, even if I wasn't watching it with knowing the outcome, there was never a point where I thought that the fight would have ended any different. Like, it was one of those fights where I was like, all right, this fight's definitely, if anything, Cyborg might, like, overwhelm her at a point, but I don't think it's going to be, like, a knockout, stiff kind of thing. It'll just be, like, too much at one point. But, you knew Holly wasn't gonna fucking finish Cyborg or overcome it.
But she tried.
No threat.
You know, she did
No
try
threat.
that.
Which made
Towards the end of that 5th round, Holly was really snapping Cyborg's head back.
Yeah.
With her jabs and straights, but Cyborg's just too good. You know, like we said about Khabib, she's the truth. She is the truth.
So yeah, we can get to the. I think that her toughest opponent definitely is in front of her still.
What, the weight cut?
No, the fucking that's gonna happen at 45.
Is that what you're thinking, Megan Anderson?
No, that's not. She's fighting fucking Nunes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that, but what I wanted to bring up, it was a buzz on social media, and it's really started steamrolling lately. One of the media guys from the Jackson Wink camp making I think it was on Facebook, a backhanded compliment towards Cyborg, saying this dude can fight.
Yeah.
One of us saying it, okay, it's wrong, but we're not affiliated with a big fight camp. Like, Jackson Wink is right up there next to the Military fighting system. You can't have your media guys going out there making a stupid statement.
I was like,
like
I know
that.
I do it, but I'm different.
I love it.
But I agree with you, Tommy. I hate to say it.
Well, because
what the fuck is going on?
With him doing that, now people started doing some digging. And there was an audio clip from Germaine de Mandare's fight with Holly. It was at the end of the round after Duran de May hit her with the late shot. As Duran de May was going back to her corner, you hear out of the Jackson Wink camp, this dyke is bullshit, she's a bitch, all that other shit. Does not look too good for the Jackson Wink camp. Omar, what do you think?
He was it was like a photographer for the camp, I think. He was like a media guy, photographer, and I heard this as well. Like his apology was half-assed and bullshit as well. So he has his media credentials for the UFC are rescinded. And that was pretty much his only job, was taking photos of that camp. So I don't know. He's going to be panhandling. So
off to Bellator for him, Tommy. Did he get his Bellator walking papers?
Maybe. Maybe.
He might get busted down to Ryzen. He might have to hit the red eye over to Japan. But you can't.
Yeah, man.
You can't do
fucking.
This. You can't. This is you're public. You're in the public.
Yo, and like
entity,
this goes back to
you know?
I've never really liked Jackson Wink ever since the way they handled the Rashad John Jones situation. I thought that was fucking bush. And when John Jones, I believe it was the Machida fight, he choked him out. He just dropped him like a heap, which I get that, whatever. It's a fight. I didn't like that. But then when you hear Greg Jackson being like, John, go shake hands. You got to go win some fans, John. Like, you know, like you hear that in the audio. Like everything is so fake, man. Fuck
like I realize that I can't do crazy business. Say if I have the black hole shirt on, right? Like it's just that mindset of, hey,
representing.
You know, exactly. So if you're there in an official capacity, like say as a fan and maybe as a commentator, you know, and I use that word loosely for myself. You know, who the hell am I? But I can say some pretty vile, ridiculous shit. I'm with Tommy on this and with you as well, Chris. Even watching, say, like a UFC, say if when we finally do the meetup, I'm pretty sure that if they capture the audio when we're not even on the air, it'd be pretty ridiculous. However, I'm not going to do that if I'm at like a UFC and I have like a gym shirt on that I train at or that I want to represent well.
Let's be real.
You can't.
like, this guy's he's representing a camp in the UFC.
Yeah.
Everything going on now, you can't be this fucking dumb. It's that simple.
No.
Just because you're that stupid. Whether you think that or not, I can give two shits what you fucking think. But how dumb do you have to be to fucking...
Yeah.
With everything happening right now.
She called out Rogan for this. Remember when Rogan said that shit? And then
Rogan
had a
Rogan makes
legitimate
different points, and I understand his points. Like, when you're fucking taking testosterone, male hormone, that's not right. There's something fucking off there.
Oh, 100%.
You shouldn't be fighting women. It's that
Absolutely,
simple.
But my only point is that if she can come at a guy like Rogan with Rogan's prestige and tenure with the company and get some sort of an apology, or at least get it walked back slightly, who the fuck did this guy think he was? That he was going to be able to just say shit. Oh, I'm with the band. I'm with Jackson Wink. I'm untouchable. No, bro, you're super expendable. And the UFC rescinded his credentials anyway, so he's done. Off to Bellator, like you said.
Yeah, I just think it makes the Jackson Wink camp look bad, especially with that other video.
And the fact that they're 0-19 and 0-19 in their last 19.
I don't know if that stat is really truthful. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking, I could be wrong. I didn't fucking pull the stat out of my fucking hand.
I'm sure it's somewhat close. At least in the UFC, I'm sure it's somewhat close.
Well, I think that's what the stat was.
But do you really count the John Jones-Daniel Cormier fight as a loss?
Has there not been 19 fights since then,
But, either way, Omar, do you think the Jackson Wink regime is done? Do you think nobody wants to train over in Albuquerque anymore? Because you don't hear any young names out of there.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, Tommy. Like, who are these up-and-coming fucking guys? Omar.
Yeah. What do you hear? Diego Sanchez, Holm, Carlos Condit, John Jones, if he's still with the camp, if they haven't let him go after his, 19th fucking offense. John Dodson.
Alistair Overeem.
Just keep naming those names. They're seasoned. Holly's their next to John Jones. Holly's their biggest name, and she's 36.
Seasons was a very, 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 very nice way of putting it.
Generous. It was a generous time. It was.
Very nice.
He's a gentleman. Tommy the Gentleman D, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, they're going elsewhere.
But yeah,
man.
like that.
They're doing their own thing. They're going to the Performance Institute, for God's sakes. And Ngannou's like, fuck Albuquerque. I'm going right to Vegas. I'm going to sleep at the office. Put that work in. Stipe's doing it his own damn self.
It shows you how crazy fast the fight game evolved.
Remember Miletich?
How hard it is. It is to stay on top.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
the Jackson Wink camp, when you're talking about camps, legendary camps, the two that you talk about the most are the Miletich Fighting System and the Jackson Wink camp. Sarah BJJ's up there. Matt Sarah won the belt.
You got the shootbox. There's so many, bro. There's so many.
BTT.
But, yeah,
but shootboxes, that was pride. Shootbox was pride.
That's still, like, when you think legendary camps, that's a fucking legendary camp.
American Top Team.
You're talking about your fucking... We should do a tournament like that, actually. We should do... that's actually a nice format.
But what I'm meaning by legendary camp is I'm talking about complete, belt holders. Jackson Wink and Miletich were belt holders. Like, almost everybody in those camps held a belt. You know what I mean? I guess AKA is up there, but they can't keep their champions healthy enough, except for DC.
Pull out too much. They hate babies.
I think DC is their longest reigning champ.
He's one of the healthiest, and that's not saying a lot because he's been out for a bit with the hip shit and the knee stuff. But God bless him. You know, I'm pissed at AK for Kane's career. To be quite frank, I wouldn't even put that legendary camp moniker on him just because it seems like they fucking chew up their people as much as they chew up.
We're talking about like this other guy that fights for AKA is like the best fucking fighter in the history of the world. He's going to take Conor out.
I mean, because he is undefeated. He is undefeated.
I think it was just training with that bear that really did it for him. I mean, AKA just polished him up.
You know, they were saying dumb shit like he's never lost a round, even in training against Kane, Cormier. Like,
I don't think he's lost a round in his entire career.
He fought a bear, bro, and he won. All right? Done.
Even the round that Michael Johnson knocked him down in, he didn't lose that round because he put Michael Johnson on his back.
I know, but what I'm saying is I would like to believe that Cormier is beating him around.
I don't know, dude.
I'd like to believe I'm getting a big tax return this year, but the reality of it is I don't know.
All right, so you're telling me that if Khabib and Cormier fought, Khabib wins?
No, not fought. I'm saying, like, it's still MMA sparring, but it's still not fighting. Or do you equate the two? Do you think AKA just they go nuts?
Of course not. Well, maybe because they're always fucking injured.
That's true. Like I'm kind of, kind of on the fence now. But he tweeted, DC tweeted the other day, he might just be being generous, but, who would win between him and Khabib in a grappling match? He just said Khabib. I'm like, oh, boy.
Well, it's the Sambo.
Well, Khabib's got Sambo. That's different. Yeah, like Sambo, same fucking shit. But
even though I hate the T-shirt that he wore that said Sambo was easy and he called jiu-jitsu, that kind of pissed me off.
That did
That kind of
irritated
me.
I kind of hated him for a little bit there, but he's just such a good grappler. Somebody should shut him up, I guess, if we hate it that much, and they should hit him with the triangle choke. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Tony. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I mean, not to keep talking about that fight, just seeing the way Khabib was, I don't think Tony's a shot. I don't think Tony's jiu-jitsu will be able to get Khabib off him if he's on top. The way it looks like when Khabib's on top is like an anvil on you. But an anvil's
like
weight
the Wile E.
filled
Coyote,
with water.
Like Acme. It just says it.
Yeah, but it's an anvil's weight filled with water where you could still move him around, but no matter where you move him, you're trapped. You're stuck. You're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So do I
Chris
think...
is like, that's my MO. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's called the Saturday for me.
That's like Chris
happy
before
casual.
the roofie kicks in. That's it.
Happy casual Chris right there.
No, that's called like in between classes.
Top game extraordinaire. In between classes, dude, my man. God bless you. He's having a lot of yams, folks. He's eating a lot of yams. His testosterone is through the roof. Exactly.
Yeah, what's fucking Yoel Romero your trainer, Chris?
Better Cuban than Rigondeaux to tell you how to last long, I guess, right? Good Lord.
So Chris started talking about this before. I think it's a great topic for us to talk about. Dana White came out and said, Amanda Nunes, Cyborg is the fight to make. That's the fight that I'm going to make. I'm excited for that, 100%. But here's the question. Who's going to be the champ? That's the question. Omar.
I don't think that. I think that the
not for
answer
2 belts.
is that.
Yeah.
I think Nunes would be the one getting the 2 belts because Cyborg isn't making that weight, or they're going to meet at someone's steps. Nobody's going to risk the belt.
It's got to be for the belt, though.
145. Yeah, Nunes will move up and she'll get smacked around.
Definitely. She's had trouble with weight before, so I think that she eats fighter.
Yeah, it's got to be for that belt. It just can't be a super fight with no implication at all.
But then,
other than a super
the
fight.
point that I'm making is if Cyborg could make 35, she would have fought Ronda Rousey a long time ago.
Yeah, Here's why I don't think that. I think
Ronda would have gotten murked.
I think Cyborg was going more for the mental game. Like, I don't care if you're the champ. You're going to come to the weight I want you to come to.
And I also think that even if Dana White, even if Cyborg was like, I'll fight at 35, Dana White didn't want to sacrifice Ronda Rousey. Star.
Well, he sacrificed her twice. His exact statement was, we brought
Ronda was asking
Holly
for
home.
Holly. Ronda asked for that fight. She wasn't asking for Cyborg.
That.
I promise you that.
But Dana's response to that was, we brought in Holly home as a contender for Ronda Rousey. That's why we brought Holly home in. So
yeah, but
as much as Dana...
I didn't hear Dana White say
we
we brought in Cyborg to be a contender for Ronda Rousey. I haven't heard that name yet in those words.
Well, no, they brought in Cyborg because she's a moneymaker, and I guess people were getting sick of her dusting women in Invicta. But she was. The only fight she lost was a kickboxing match.
I think that Nunes has a chance to solidify her legacy. I think that gets swept under the rug here.
My only concern is it during allergy season? Like, when are they booking this fight? Are we going to have a situation?
If Nunes
beats... Sponsored by Claritin.
If Nunes beats Cyborg, you're going to see Nunes on everything. That's when Dana White will have her on Ellen. That's when Dana White will have her on the side of a fucking bus. Like, Dana White is going to have, a fucking Amanda Nunes fleshlight if she beats Cyborg.
Is Dana White even going to still be in the UFC? I guess that's another show in itself, too.
As of right now, yes. Do I think he's going to be there in the next 3 years? No.
No. God, no. He's done.
I got a couple crazy... we should each come up with a couple predictions, actually. I have some, but...
And then record them and see who got the closest ones at the end of the year?
Well, the Dana White one, I said that when the UFC got sold on this show, that I did not think Dana White was going to be there within 4 years.
I think we were kind of all in lockstep on that. Not that it was a definite that it was going to happen, that it could possibly happen. I'll give you that. You definitely brought it to the table.
The only reason why I said it is because he was not happy about the sale to begin with. Like, if you listen to him on interviews, he said he went to a hotel
bro. That was
room.
His boys. That was
Yeah.
Come on, that was home team.
It was
now
like,
you don't have that.
Going from college to the actual workplace.
It was
right.
It was like there was never a meeting without Dana White. Now there's meetings without Dana White.
He was running a frat, and then now he's working at an actual corporation, and Ari Emanuel has no time for his bullshit. I feel that's the difference. Except I'm not crying for him because he got hella paid. So who the fuck cares? Right? At the end of the day. Yeah. But I think there's a huge difference.
There used to never be something that went on that he didn't know about, and now there's things that he's not in the know about. I think that's a fair assessment.
Like, I'm really wondering if, CM Punk actually getting a second chance to come into the UFC, to come in to fight again. Now, they haven't announced the fight. They haven't announced his opponent. But he is going to be fighting
that being the case, though. I just simply can't.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think that was Dana's decision to have him back. I think that's WME's decision to have him back because of the ratings.
Does CM Punk get the buzzer, Omar? I think that fucking...
Who? Yeah, that's who. There we go. Fuck out of here. CM Punk.
But I'm using that as an example. I don't think that's Dana White's decision to have him fight again. I think after the first time around, Dana White was just like, yep, he has no business being here. But because of the ratings spike that they had from him, WME's probably like, well, that was, we need to have him in here again.
That was a good card that he fought on. So I don't even know that it was a crazy rating spike.
Dude, let me tell you something. Every WWE fan who's never watched the UFC,
I guess,
watched that night. Trust me.
Yeah.
I saw my Facebook feed of people who don't like mixed martial arts. They just like wrestling. They all bought that pay-per-view.
All your fucking.
They all bought that pay-per-view.
dork.
And you're talking about
friends.
a couple hundred people just that I know.
All your a couple hundred
So,
dork fucking friends.
That's a WME thing to give this guy a second shot.
I love how Chris is going, shut up, nerds. Like, that's tough, man. That's you're going full crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's wrong, though. I'm not saying he's wrong. Because that's one of the things that I bitch about, is it not? The casual bullshit that they're just watching for one reason and then they go away. They never came back after he lost. They went away. And he's going to come back. They're going to come back for that one night, and then they're going to go away again. So, like, WME is just looking for the one-offs.
It's got the big mortgage
doesn't
payment,
work.
though. I wouldn't be, they're... But it's hurting them, because I don't think that TV deal is doing them any favors. They're not getting what they want. But that's, like,
it looks
that's
like
another
they're staying
show.
with Fox. That's what it looks like.
For a lot less money than they wanted. I'll tell you that. If they do stay with Fox,
I think that's
Fox
the
is
thing.
lowballing them. Yeah.
I think they should have made a deal with Showtime. I think it would have been more beneficial to the company going with Showtime instead of staying with Fox.
Amazon. That's what I wanted to see him go with. Was Amazon, but who the fuck am I, right?
But, it makes me laugh because it's WME. How is WME not more helpful? They have their finger in everything with the entertainment industry. How are they not more helpful? That's what I don't understand. Omar, what do you think?
I think that they bought something that they thought was going to be a lot more of an immediate boost to their bottom line. I think it was sold to them that way. There was always that rumor that it was boosted,
Omar,
right? Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that there's also the possibility that it is doing that they are making money still?
I think I don't think that they're not making money. And you're right to kind of check me on that, so that I get that out in the open. I think they are making cash, but I don't think they're making as much as they thought they were going to be making. They're not going to be making as much as they wanted to on this re-up with Fox if they do stay with Fox. I think that the profit numbers were inflated, as is during any merger or any acquisition. You have a little bit of that, but I think it might have hurt them, and they've been faced with some pretty terrible situations because a lot of the assets depreciated like crazy. John Jones is out the door. Conor McGregor has them by the balls. Ronda Rousey said, "You know what? I'm going to go be a bad actor somewhere else." I mean, GSP came and went. All these stars.
By the way,
aged.
Omar, that is the most brilliant assessment of Ronda Rousey that I've ever heard in my life.
To go act somewhere else.
Really spot on. Bad actor. Go be a bad actor somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, right.
She wasn't that bad. She was better than Gina Carano.
I'm not saying she was a bad fighter. I'm saying that she wasn't.
No, actress. She was better than Gina Carano.
She was not a good. I'm just saying, be a bad actress. Is in like her stare downs and all that like tough shit. That shit eventually got stale.
Well, because that was the way she got in people's heads. The only person's head she didn't get into was Holly. Holly looked right through her.
I think that she got into her own head with that fucking all those KOs, and she thought she became something she wasn't.
No, I think Edmund got into her head. That's what I think. That's what I think.
The Armenian mob?
Ronda Rousey.
Is that what you're saying?
Anyway.
Exactly.
Over.
But it's like buying a house and finding mold. I think you can still live there, and you might have to do some remediation, and maybe down the road it'll be an asset that'll come back and pay you dividends. So I don't think, you still got a roof over your head, hopefully.
Yeah, but no, it is what it is. And the UFC, Mike from Hawaii, if you're listening, I just caught myself saying it is what it is.
Yikes. Good call.
I'll give you a shout out. The UFC, I feel like, is making money. They're probably not making as much, but you are right. They did depreciate a lot of their assets. That is a solid point. But the thing is, every move they make is not in line with rankings or belts. It's in line with making money. How much did the GSP Bisping card do? everybody's saying like it didn't do it as well as it should have, but it probably still did enough to make a lot of money.
It did well. No, it did well. I'm pretty sure. I think they did
so that's
over
what I'm
$1
saying.
million
They're not.
buys.
It's not like they're out here not doing anything. There's been some solid cards. What other card did we? What was the most recent card that we were fucking all excited about? Down. I can't even. I mean, even the. I guess you could even say like the Dillashaw Cody card. That was exciting.
Definitely Floyd Conor. I was super excited for it.
Floyd
But
Conor.
oh wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every decision they make is in line with making money. They don't.
Yeah, but they're not
care
making
about
what they should be making or what they thought they were going to be making. And Omar's 100% on that. 100%.
I couldn't say.
You know. What happened?
I wouldn't say 100% only because they're private. They don't have to show what the fuck. You know, you don't know what their expectations were.
Yo, little birdie told me, right? The same source that got me that domestic dispute that I reported on the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, let me tell you something. You pay
Omar's a three-eyed raven.
You pay $4.2 billion for a company.
Yeah.
You expect that thing to make money.
Yeah, that's,
and in the first year,
okay,
I don't
look
think
at it the other way. Look at what's the other. Sorry to cut you off, but what's the other comparable asset at that valuation that just recently changed hands? Fucking Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
A couple years prior, it was like 4.2 or 4.4. They're making that in spades. That's the type of, like, to piggyback off your point, Tommy. That's the type of money that you expect to be making when you drop 4.2 with a B.
No, but I think that the business model is different. Like, that strike while the iron is hot, you die out for a little bit, you bring it back. So, like, that's cyclical money right there. They're going to make a lot in a cycle. The UFC is going to be putting on events every fucking month. So, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I see your point, but there's two sides of that. Because Star Wars isn't going to be in the theaters at all times. It's going to fucking come and go. And then they're going to do their DVD. They're going to sell their toys. They're going to do all that. They're
making that Star
money.
Wars world, right? And isn't
that
becoming like a thing?
Yeah, but we're also talking about, you know, Star Wars is like one of the most successful things. That there's other. It's also the fact that it's just a better buy. You know what I mean? It's simply
true. That's true. Yeah.
You know,
I'll give you that for sure. If you had $4 billion, which would you buy first?
Yeah, you know, it's easier.
Yeah,
far easier.
I don't know. I mean,
less people deciding for you what you should be doing. Public, you know. So.
No, it's the start of the new year, and I'm thinking WME wants to make more than they made this year. I would really love to know.
WME didn't buy that.
I would really love to know what the UFC and WME made this year. I mean, we'll never know. I don't think it was what they thought it was going to be. But I would hope
But
they
would you say it's $1 billion?
No.
No.
Not even close.
Think about all
not
those
at all.
events. Omar, add that money up, though, bro.
No, in terms of profit,
year.
For sure not. Absolutely not. And I think that would be out of the realm of expectation for something, for like a return on investment, like a 25% return. Fuck, man.
Well, what do you think their business model is set out to? Where do you think they plan on breaking? You know, like breaking.
5 years, 6 years. Right now.
So it's like, so
years.
what you're saying is feasibly, if it's 6 years, then, you know.
They made 1/6 of the $4 billion back. Like whatever that math is.
Out of the realm of possibility, but like 18%. You know.
I think this TV deal kills them. I think this TV deal, it really lets everybody down. They were primed for it. They tried to bring out all the stops. They got Brock back. They let Conor do whatever the hell he wanted to do to at least piggyback off of that crazy mainstream media crossover with the boxing. I just don't. If they're not getting the 4 to 450 million mark that they wanted out of the next TV deal, which is what I hear. I hear, you know, we all have the same sources. I'm coming right off of Brendan Schaub's investigations. He's saying that they might stay with Fox and they might get in the 200 to 250 range, which, hey, any three of us would be okay with running a ship for $250 million. But I think it was sold to them saying, hey, listen, the new TV deal, you're going to get cash. This Reebok deal is really going well. And then when you re-up it, I don't know, man. I don't think they're hurting. But I think Ari's going, man, if we could have that $4 billion back, or at least not be as leveraged as we are, with a smaller
Reebok deal.
Well, I can say this.
That's something that's got to go.
I can say this. In 2018, I believe you will see Brock Lesnar back in the UFC.
That's a good prediction.
So Brock's going to get slaughtered.
Doesn't matter. You will see him back in the UFC in 2018 as the biggest money grab they could possibly do.
I think that they'll make their money back easily. Especially if Conor fights a couple more times.
I say Conor's one and done if he comes back. If he comes back. I'm sorry. I don't buy the whole beg me. I don't buy that. Beg me, peg me. Just ignore the fucking guy. Like I said to you, Omar. If you ignore this guy, he's like a child.
I 100% will co-sign this. I'm not going to disagree with you. If they just stopped giving Conor attention and stopped saying defender vacant, they just acted like he wasn't there, all of them, it would that would be the thing that would, I think,
you know where that starts with? That starts with the media. Every time Dana White does a press conference, stop asking about Conor. Just stop talking about it.
Well, I think that might be the tactic here with Dana and his comments about stripping Conor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're starting
to test the water of what the public and the media would respond.
I don't think that they will be. I think that Dana White would be almost cast as like the hero by the public in that situation. It would finally be like Dana finally has some balls, because I think a lot of people, and I think a lot of Conor fans, and I'll admit, me being one of them, I'm tired of him not fighting. I want him to fight. I don't want him to see him get stripped. I'm not, don't make any fucking decisions. But it is tiring. And it's fucking, I understand it, because you could fight and make, hold out, make as much as you can. The company men don't get rewarded in the long run. Like, it's not like the UFC is out here like making people rich because they were company men. Like Frankie Edgar will eventually get shit on. Name it.
Forrest Griffin has to have a real 9-to-5 job, working for the UFC to get paid by the UFC. Yeah. I just found out he runs that Performance Institute. I was listening to that podcast today.
So here,
like, holy shit!
It's cool. I mean, like, that's nice of them.
Yeah, but still, he launched the new revamped era.
You understand where I'm coming from, I understand where Conor's coming from, in the sense that, like, fuck that. He will eventually fight, and even if he loses, that's not even going to be the factor here. It's going to be like, I'm going to fight, and I'm going to make $50 million or something crazy. That's what he's. And I don't blame him. But if he's going Russia against.
I'm glad to hear you say that you're getting sick of him not fighting. I'm glad to hear you say that. I think it's very big of you.
It's fucking wild, dude. It's 2018. What a time to be alive. This is crazy.
Like I said, don't misinterpret it. I'm
He's walking it back.
I want to see him fight. I want to see him, but I understand why he's not. I respect it.
Get ethered by Khabib.
As a fight fan, I want to see it happen. And I think that the media needs to get in on it, and other 55ers need to just leave Conor alone, let it die out, and then eventually I think he'll come back.
Yeah, because once he doesn't have that attention anymore, and D's like, hey, asshole, you need to go out and make some more fucking money. He's gonna have.
I hope?
He's gonna have to fight.
I hope he never comes back, and I hope this whiskey makes some crazy money. I hope he's able to fucking buy the what is it, the Panthers, the Jaguars. What NFL team is up for fucking
or a Premier League team? I hope nothing but the best for him. I want to see him fight as a fan. But
Yeah. But as a businessman, make it out, bro. Get out of this fight ghetto. It ain't pay the bills. It leaves you brainless.
that would be
Right,
really
actually
fucking
get it.
terrible, though, if Conor never fought again. Which I don't think that's ever.
Well,
That- that's-
it would be terrible because he's holding a belt.
Well, if he
That's what
wouldn't
makes it
keep
terrible.
that belt, they're not
Belt
gonna, he's
doesn't-
not going to just hold. He's not going to be the 55-pound champ forever. He doesn't fight.
3 months, he'll get stripped. If he
But
hasn't
gets
said, hey,
stripped, if he gets stripped, just like he did with 145, there's the
No, I
argument,
just want to
nobody beat
see
me
like
for
a
this.
build up with Conor again. You know, like the UFC hasn't been there in so long. Where, you know, what's been the most exciting build up for a fight? In, I guess since the first MSG card. You know, where are we at with that? I haven't seen anything. I guess GSP Bisping.
Like, I know, Omar, you say belts don't mean anything. Blah, 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 blah.
it's the fucking truth. That's why I say it. It's fucking
The
ridiculous.
guy's holding the fucking belt, though.
He's holding a
Like, for
gold
legitimacy's
paperweight.
sake,
No,
he needs to fight for it.
we're
He ain't
out of the
giving up.
era
That's
of
not good enough for
legitimacy.
me.
There's no
Like, when everybody
legitimacy in this era of the UFC. It's all about making that cash. We've been talking about it for the last 20 minutes. We can't flip-flop then.
Yeah, but
It's not as bad as
legitimacy in
Ryzen.
There's legitimacy in every other division except his. The
No,
two that he
man,
was
listen.
in, there's no
The
legitimacy.
heavyweight championship. You can make an argument that Fedor never lost the lineal heavyweight title. Didn't make a run. Any welterweight division that doesn't have Ben Askren fucking people up or finally losing.
But Tommy,
is not legitimate to
will
me.
you at least say this, that like, all right, so there's no legitimacy in that division because of Conor, but they do have the interim champ. So if like you just take Conor out and just treat the interim champ as the champ, and that legitimate.
Yeah, but it's not real to me though because he didn't beat the champ.
Pro wrestling's more real to him apparently. I don't know how that works. Tommy, I don't get it. I don't know, man.
Because the champ actually loses in pro wrestling.
Well, Tommy, it's still real to me, damn it.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming. Yeah, there you go, Chris. You picked up on it. But I don't know, man. This legitimacy argument, it smells too much like hate, like fishy haterade to me. Honestly, I don't even think it's part of it.
You gotta make it legitimate though.
You have to like, you have to care for that to like. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Trivial.
Yeah, I care. You know why I care? Because I'm old school. That's why I care.
Oh no.
Tommy's like blood sport.
I almost want to buzz that. I almost want to buzz it, but just because you sounded like you were cutting a promo right after Macho Man said that the cream rises to the top.
If Tommy fought, he'd wear a singlet and like wrestling shoes and like.
And it'd be like, and then he'd cut a promo after. He'd go, Tong Po, I'm coming for you. Right? And he'd be
No,
like,
I already have my pro wrestling gear laid out.
Elbow
it would be
pads.
pants with a fucking t-shirt. Trust me.
Oh
That would be my pro wrestling gear.
I love
Knee
it.
pants with a t-shirt.
I like it. Like a Jersey Samoa Joe.
Yo,
That's what I
motherfucker,
say.
yo.
I swear to God, dude. Oh my God.
Yo.
Fuck. I think we hit the right note for the evening right there is that visual.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm
Tommy
sorry,
going out
it's
there
just the
looking
way I
like
feel.
fucking
Razor Ramon.
Cobra Kai fucking sensei.
Steve Blackman.
What's his name?
Steve
Steve
Blackman.
Blackman, he was
Oh
the
shit, the
karate guy.
fucking lethal weapon.
Yeah.
Steve Blackman. Yeah, dude. What do you think? Dealing with Joey Bananas? I know what we're doing here.
Well, Steve Blackman was a Muay Thai fighter.
Tommy would be Iron Mike Sharp.
Ooh.
Your equivalent.
Oh my
I
God,
can't
dude.
pull off his mullet though.
That is a powerful piece of nostalgia, right there.
Yeah.
You know, gets you out of
pull off that
traffic
mullet.
tickets automatically, I think, because you have to be white to rock that. So.
Listen, we'll wrap this up. We'll see
We're
how.
ending on the Iron Mike Sharp reference.
Yeah, that's
Yo.
right. Well, we'll see how
It's golden.
2018 ends, or 2018 goes for the UFC. I don't want to say ends the UFC. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, Whoa.
See you guys next
Dana
year.
White.
Like, what the fuck? See you guys. Yeah.
Tommy's button is bigger than everybody's. He's ending the UFC. Yeah.
It might end Dana White. That might be about it. But
But
next
actually
week, guys, I am very excited. We are going to have the Titan FC champ, the flyweight and bantamweight champion, Jose Shorty Torres, on the podcast next week. I'm very excited for this. I love watching this guy fight. He's exciting.
What's the over under on Tommy, like, using the fact that he's a champ playing Conor?
I'll take the over easy. I'll take the over
easy. Too. Shit.
Oh my God.
I'll take the over for sure.
But yeah, it's definitely an exciting fucking fighter. He's a good follow on social media.
And hey, he's the Pride Rules podcast first actual champion on the show. So 2018 is already starting.
That's a lie. I said it in chat, guys. I said, Tommy and Chris, champions in their own right.
Omar was like, no, that's a lie.
Yep.
Omar with his humility.
No, it's you guys.
Belt, so.
It's you guys. Well, you don't need a belt to be a champ. I've been trying to tell you this for the past fucking 10 minutes. Like,
yes, you do.
Tommy's the illegitimate champ. Tommy, you need to defend and vacate.
That's why he's always talking about legitimacy? Is this where we're going? Full circle. Okay.
I defend every week. I mean, I guess I'm the champion over Angela Macania.
He defends every week. I don't know where that's going. I'm going to leave that alone. I don't know. I don't know where he went with that. But, hey, next week we got a champ on. I'm excited.
Definitely. I love watching Shorty fight. And for you fans who, if you're living under a rock and you haven't seen him fight, YouTube Jose Shorty Torres and watch his fights. You'll be very, very excited.
Well, first of all, if you haven't seen him fight, go kill yourself, first off. And then resuscitate yourself, and then go watch him fight, because he's that good. He's legit.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I mean, we started 2018 off with a bang. I wish it wasn't on a Thursday, but, shit happens. But we will be back at our regularly scheduled time next Monday night at 9:30. Hopefully, Chris, can get off of work. I mean, it should be easy for you now. Christmas is over. The Santa Claus suit gets put back in the closet.
Oh my God! I knew it.
I had
What was it? I already got it already. Something casual.
Chris
Happy
is
casual.
a fucking eagle's asshole over the fucking
Happy
Grand
casual.
Canyon right now.
And that goes and I like how Happy Casual really gels with the type of photos he was posting on Monday. I think it just goes all hand in hand. I'm like, I thought he was working. Yo, man.
I was working. That shit was
Chris is a killer. Chris is a killer, ladies. All right? Hit him up.
He sure is. He kills that pussy as long as you're 17 and under.
It's fine, man. You can still get into a rated R movie. That's all he needs. That's the move.
If you have a permit, Chris will be your designated driver. He will be your passenger.
Yo, where do you even get this shit from?
Chris Gucci's driving school? I think that's a video that needs to happen in 2018. Is Chris Gucci's driving school? Oh no. Oh God.
That's just my dick in a box.
And there it is. As I'm looking, it's 10:39. We are in the 10:30 2-minute warning after dark. Speaking of after dark, I hope Kareem is okay. I know he was driving around in that snow today.
Oh God. Tommy.
Yo, is that?
Oh my God, Tommy. Yo, I'm watching The People versus O.J. Simpson on Netflix. You can't be. Come on, all right? It's not 1995. You can't be saying shit like that. Speaking of After Dark, dude, come on.
Well, no, because I know
Stop.
Kareem's been wanting to call in.
Are you gonna try and bail your? Are you gonna try and? What are you gonna do here?
He was driving through blizzards. His social media was just full of shit that I eventually drove in. I drove to work. I looked at his stuff, right? He's more south than we are. And I'm like, It's not that bad when I drove in. I just had to wait a few hours. Holy shit. Kareem was a prognosticator. Poor bastard.
Did it came? Did it come?
Oh, it came all over me. Just the white
Where'd
was
it go?
everywhere. The white was everywhere.
My wife
All right, we
was
gotta
sending
stop.
me pictures
I'm
of,
done. I'm gonna hang up now because
Because you just said that.
my wife was
Exactly.
sending me pictures of our neighborhood in Barnegat, and they got hit pretty goddamn hard. You know, here
oh
in
my
Virginia.
God, I can't believe Tommy Ref had to bring up his wife. I'm not even gonna like.
No, see, that was a bad
on the-
segue. Terrible segue.
Yeah, that was a bad segue, Tom. Be careful.
Horrible segue.
Well, no, I'm
Horrible.
just talking about the weather because here where we are in Virginia,
Yeah,
we really didn't get snow. We just got the wind and the blistering friggin' cold.
And After Dark wasn't a racial reference either, right, Chris? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I stand by that.
All right.
Mhm.
I stand by that.
Well, guys, are we going to close this out? Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, listen, guys. This was definitely a fun podcast. I'm glad we actually got to do it this week. Like I said, next week we got Jose Shorty Torres coming on. Going to definitely have some fun with him. Keep listening. 2018 is going to be a big year for us. Hopefully we have Edson Barbosa on soon. And hopefully we get some of our other repeat guests on again. But guys, listen, I love you both. This is so much fun. I am the Reverend Tommy D. For El Professor Omar Sangarima and the Happy Casual Chris Gucci. We are Pride Room
There he
Podcast,
goes.
and we will see you Monday night. Good night, everybody.
Go fuck yourself.